Dear student, welcome you all in my class. Today I am going to discuss on the topic Taenia solium. The common name of Taenia solium is tapeworm. Now let's begin. About its classification. Taenia belong to the phylum Platyhelminthes, class Cystoda, subphylum Eucystoda, order Ctenoidea, and genus you already know, Taenia, and species Solium. See this diagram? The whole body of Taenia, which is divisible into the three part. One is scolex, second is neck, third is proglotid. It is the enlarged portion of the scolex. It bears at upper portion have a rostrum and two rows of hooklets and have a suckers. Now next. About its introduction. Taenia solium, its common name, or you can say commonly called it tapeworm. It is long, flat, and ribbon-like worm. Its adult live in the small intestine of man, and they are endoparasitic. Its adult worm are rarely pathogenic, but its larval stages or encystic stages, which is known as cysticercus, is causes a very serious disease in human, which is called cysticercosis. The common species of tapeworm, there one is the pork tapeworm, second is the beef tapeworm, and dwarf tapeworm, and smallest tapeworm. So pork tapeworm is the Taenia solium, beef tapeworm is Taenia saginata, and dwarf tapeworm is Hymenolapus, and smallest tapeworm, which is Echinococcus. Now about its habit and habitat. These Taenia live in the intestine of man. Basically, it's adult worm, and they are endoparasitic. The whole life cycle, which is completed in two hosts. One is the man, which is the primary host, and second is the pig, which is secondary host. So primary host is where its adult parasites are exist, and secondary are those where its larval stages are exist. Or you can say primary host is that where sexual phase is operate, and secondary host is there where asexual phase is operate. Other animals like goat, cattle, horse, and monkeys, they are also serve as secondary host. Taenia solium is reported in those part of the world where pork is eaten or pig flesh or meat is eaten either in raw form or improperly cooked, especially in European country. It causes injury to mucous membrane, which is the lining of the alimentary canal, and this through this scolex reason, they are attached to the mucous membrane of alimentary canal, and it causes a mechanical injury by obstructing the passages of alimentary canal, and due to this it cause various symptoms in the body like abdominal pain, weakness, loss of weight, and have an excessive appetite. Now about its morphology. The whole body of the uh, Taenia, which is uh, long, dorsiventrally flattened, they are narrow and ribbon-like. Its length approx 2 to 3 meter, and its color white. The whole body is divisible into the three part. One is called scolex, second is the neck, and third is strobila. Scolex is also known as head. So this portion is called a scolex. Below this region is known as scolex, and neck, and this portion, which is known as strobila, or you can say proglottid, and body, or you can say body segment. But here segmentation are not in true manner. Here is false segment. Now detail about these portion. One is scolex, second is the neck, and third is strobila. Scolex is the anterior most part of the body. It is rounded and knob-like. It is smaller than head of pin and have a 4 cup-like suckers are present, and their rostrum are protruded outside slightly, and rostrum have a 2 rows of hooklets. Its number approx, this hooks numbers approx 22 to 32, and they are chitinous hooks. And inner side of have a larger hook, then outer side have a shorter or smaller hooks. Scolex have spines or hooks or suckers. They are organ of attachment to the intestinal wall of the host, and so they are working as an organ of adhesion. Next portion is the neck. It is present behind the scolex. It is present behind the scolex, and they are smaller in size. They are narrow and unsegmented. They are unsegmented, and so it have a capability for producing a lot of number of segments at the rate of 7 to 8 segments per day. So it is known as budding zone, or zone of growth, and or you can say area of proliferation or area of segmentation. Now next is the strobila. Strobila, this portion, it is known as strobila, and the strobila it is present behind the neck region. It is from the main bulk of the body, and it has a segmented appearance and made up of approx 800 to 1000 proglottid, and they are arranged in chain-like manner. These proglottid are bud off from the neck region. They are bud off from the neck region, and they are pushed backward side. They are pushed backward side due to the addition of more segment in front of the these old proglottids. So anterior proglottid are the younger and posterior proglottid are the older. Next, according to the degree of development, the whole proglottid or the whole segment, which is divisible into the 3 types. One is the immature segment, second is the mature segment, third is the gravid proglottid. Approx 200 anterior proglottid which are present just behind the necks are the youngest, or you can say immature segments. One feature is there, it is broader than longer. It is broader than longer, and are devoid of reproductive organ. And in there, the male reproductive organ appear by the time 200 proglottid have been added. And after then, the female reproductive organ is added when another 100-150 proglottid are added. So firstly, male reproductive organ which are formed when 200 proglottid segments are added. After then, the female organs are developed when another 100 to 150 proglottid are added. So then the segment is become hermaphrodite, means have a both male and female reproductive organ. After then, form a mature proglottid. It is called hermaphrodite segment, means it have both male and female reproductive organ. or you can say mature proglottid. You have a complete set of male and female reproductive organ, and one feature is there, it is squarish in shape. So mature proglottid alternatively bear right and left margin or tiny protuberances, which is known as genital papilla, and have a genital pore. The mature proglottid, which produce egg, and these egg which is fertilized by their own sperm. So it's called self-fertilization. And in other cases, when these eggs are fertilized by the another sperm of another mature proglottid, which is known as cross fertilization. So there are approx 450 mature proglottid segments which are present in the middle of the body, and these segments are known as mature proglottid. After then form a gravid proglottid. The posterior approx 350 segments are the oldest. They are longer than broader, and it is called a rape proglottid, or you can say gravid proglottid. Why we call it gravid? Because in this proglottid, the uterus is highly branched, become too highly branched, and they filled up with egg, or you can say developing embryo. They are filled with developing embryo, or you can say fertilized eggs. So in this gravid portion, the all other proglottid have all other reproductive structure become degenerate. Only present here, only highly branched uterus. So it is about gravid proglottid. Next, what are means of apolysis? What are means of apolysis? A small group of gravid proglottid which are regularly detached from the posterior portion of the segments, or you can say proglottid, or you can say strobila. And these detached proglottid, or you can say gravid proglottid, pass out with the host body through the host feces to the external environment. So this shedding of gravid proglottid, or you can say detachment of this gravid proglottid process is known as apolysis. And the tapeworm, they exhibit this type of phenomena, so it's called apolytic. Apolysis basically for two purposes. Firstly, it serves for transfer the developing embryo to the exterior, where it can be ingested by the secondary host. Second purpose is there, it's limit the size of the tapeworm, so which may otherwise attain enormous length due to continuous addition of segment in front of the in the neck region. So these are the two purpose for apolysis. Next, here we discussed about the digestive system. Here is no any mouth, no traces of digestive system. Digested food which is available, and it is the chief source of its nourishment. And this nourishment is diffused through the general body surface to the interior. And these processes are basically occur by the microvilli which are present on the tegument or cuticle of the worm. So these microvilli help in the increase the absorptive surface area of the tegument, due to which the food is diffused through the general body surface to the interior of the parasite's body. Now according to author Chandrail, they believe that these worms obtain their sugar supply from the digested food of the host, but they get some other nourishment like protein and vitamins from the living tissue of the host by secreting of digestive enzyme. These digestive enzyme dissolve the intestinal tissue or cell, then through they absorb protein and vitamins from the host body. The food reservoir of tapeworm, which is basically consists of glycogen. The mode of nutrition here is saprozoic. That means they absorb digested liquid food from the intestine of the host through its general body surface. So digested nutrient like glucose, amino acid, glycerol, etc. They are obtained from the host small intestine, particularly from ileum region, and they diffuse through its general body surface, or also through its scolex, which is deeply anchored into the intestinal mucus. And I already discussed it about reserve food. It is stored as a glycogen in the parenchyma cell. Now about respiration. Taenia live in an environment have a low oxygen content, so it cannot respire like other animals. So here the mode of respiration is anaerobic, and the energy which is derived from by the breakdown of glycogen. During breakdown process, CO2, fatty acids and other organic acids are produced as a waste product, and this CO2 which is diffused out through the general body surface of the worm, while the fatty acids, they are removed through the excretory system. If free oxygen is available in tapeworm, it consumes the oxygen, and the rate of consuming of oxygen is maximum in the anterior proglottid, and this consumption rate is gradually decreased toward the posterior end of the proglottid. Now about body wall. The body wall, which is consist with cuticle, or you can say tegment, musculature and mesenchymes. The epithelial layer is absent. The cuticle, which is covered, this portion is cuticle, this portion is cuticle, and it covered externally by protective cuticle, and it is consist of protein with calcium carbonate, and it is several layer thick and perforated by fine canals at regular interval. So three layers of cuticle. One is the outer comedial layer of cuticle, and central homogeneous layer of cuticle portion, and third is the basement. So these three portion of the tegment, or you can say cuticle, one is the comedial layer, second is the homogeneous layer of cuticle, third is the basement membrane. These tegument, or you can say cuticle, it contain mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome and other organelles. So it gives out a minute microvilli, just thread-like structure, or you can hair-like structure, which are present upper portion of the this cuticle. It is also known as microtrichus. It is also known as, it's called it microtrichus. It present its outer surface of teguments. They help in increase the surface area of absorption of the host food, and they work as a attachment organ, or you can say hold fast organ with host intestinal lining. Tegument have many minute pores through which the substances are absorbed from host intestine. Beneath this cuticle or tegument have a musculature. They are basically consist with circular and longitudinal layer. These are the parenchymatous cells. These are the parenchymatous cells. They are loosely packed cells, and in mesenchyma have a rounded calcareous body which is secreted by special mesenchyme cell, that is the Lyme cells. These are the Lyme cells. They are rounded in structure, and it also contain various numbers of tegument secretory cells. It is also contain several tegumentary secreting cells. The function of mesenchyma is they are act as a skeleton and also help in a transport medium in the absence of blood vascular system. Now about its function. The tegument or cuticle is the metabolic active layer, and they serve as a absorption of nutrient, osmoregulation process and excretion, and it protect against the effect of digestive systems of host and host immune system. Now about reproductive system. The reproductive system of Taenia solium is well developed, or you can say it is well managed. So Taenia solium is hermaphrodite, and each proglottid at maturity, or you can say mature proglottid, have a complete set of male and female reproductive organs. These reproductive organ which is developed from mesenchyme. The male organs or male reproductive organ is differentiate or mature or develop before the female organ. So this condition is known as protandrous condition. The mature zone of strobila or mature segment consists of approx 450 proglottid. The anterior portion 150 proglottid possess only male system, while remaining posterior possess both male and female system. After period of intense reproductive activity or after some time, the mature proglottid loses all organs or genital organs except uterus. These highly branched uterus, which is filled with fertilized egg or developing embryo. So after reaching these segments is called rib or gravid proglottid or gravid segment. These diagrams shows the reproductive system of Taenia solium. Now here we detail discussing about male reproductive system. The male reproductive system have a testis, vas efferentia, vas deferens, serous, genital, atrium. See this diagram. These are the minute structures, smallest rounded structure, which is known as testes, and through this very small fine tubular capillary like structure which is known as efferentia, and they become united to form a elongated structure which is known as vas deferens. Now after they become dilated to form a serous, and they open into the this chamber which is known as genital atrium. So in detail, testes are small and numerous, rounded, and they scattered throughout the dorsal portion of the proglottid. Vas efferents, numerous. They are minute duct. They are minute duct, and they are arises from each testis, and they are collectively open into this, which is known as vas deferens. It is also known as common sperm duct. It is long and coil tube, and it is arising in the middle of the proglottid. Next is the genital atrium. Uh, Firstly, here we discuss about serous. The distal end of vas deferens. The distal end of vas deferens, which is become muscular, and they forming serous sac. They modified these structure. They are modified to protrusible serous. This from serous. These serous, which is open into the genital atrium. This structure, this is known as genital atrium. Genital atrium through male genital pore. These genital atrium is cup shape, and which it's situated in the middle portion of the proglottid, and it is the common chamber and open outside through the common gonopore. Now about female reproductive organ. One is ovary, oviduct, ootype, vagina, uterus, vitelline gland, Mealy's gland. So ovary, this portion is the ovary. It is bilobed, and they are situated posterior part of the proglottid. It is present as the posterior part of the proglottid. This portion is one part of the proglottid. It present in the posterior part of the proglottid, and they are connected by the transverse bridge, ovarian bridge, and these ovary which is formed with the follicle, and these follicles, they are smaller structure which is known as a follicle. These follicle produce yolkless ova. Now oviduct which is originated from the middle portion of the ovarian bridge. It is short but wider duct. They are wider duct, and they are open into the which is open into the this portion, ootype chamber, and it is the junction of oviduct, vitelline duct, and uterus. It is the junction of from where it open. It is small rounded chamber at the junction of oviduct, vitelline duct, and uterus. Now vagina, this portion. Vagina is narrow tube. It is run obliquely inward from this female gonopore into the genital atrium. Before opening into the ootype, it form a seminal. This portion is form a seminal receptacles. It is the chamber where sperms are stored. It is the seminal receptacles. This portion, seminal receptacles, and after then the uterus. This uterus portion is there. Uterus, these arises from the ootype. It is arises from the ootype. And it's run forward in direction, and it filled with fertilized ova or developing embryo. It's very important. It is filled with fertilized ova or developing embryo. Now vitelline gland, they are situated at the posterior part of the ovary. It is present posterior part of the ovary, And Mealy's gland. Mealy's gland, they are numerous minute unicellular gland. They are dot-like structure which are present around the O-type chamber, and they are present around the O-type chamber. The secretion of these glands, they lubricate and they make egg slippery. And the function of vitelline gland, they form the egg capsule around the fertilized egg, or they form the shell around the fertilized egg. Now about excretory system, it is well developed and it help into maintain the hydrostatic pressure, or what can say water balance, and also it involved in a osmoregulation. So excretory system have a following parts. One is the longitudinal vessels. They are 2 in number, dorsal and 2 ventral. So in this structure, these are the dorsal vessels and they are 2 in number. One is there, second is there, and second is the ventral vessels. They are also 2 in number. They extend into the strobila. They are extend into the strobila, but they are linked to the scolex by the nephridial plexus. These four vessels, they run throughout the proglottid. The dorsal vessels, they are found in the anterior part of the strobila. The dorsal, which are found in the anterior part of the strobila, but the ventral vessels, they are extend. Ventral vessels, they are extend its entire length of the body. Both ventral and transverse vessels, they are connected by the transverse excretory canal, except at the last part of the proglottid. Here, last proglottid form a caudal vesicle, and caudal vesicle have a one opening which is known as excretory pore. These longitudinal excretory canals, excretory canals receive numerous secondary canals all along the length. These secondary canal, which is formed by the union of several fine capillaries, this structure, several capillaries, and each connected to the flame cells. And what is the flame cells? They are irregular body. And have a central funnel shaped space and have a granular cytoplasm. They look here, they are a granular cytoplasm. Black dots are present here. It shows granular form of cytoplasm, and these flame cells are found all over in the parenchyma. The bundle of cilia, which arises from the basal granule. There arises from this basal granule. And the function of this is the metabolic waste products such as ammonia, fatty acids, which are removed by the excretory system of Taenia solium, and also its function is osmoregulation. Next is thank you all for watching this video. Thank you so much. For the next section, in next section we will discuss about its life cycle. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you.